All right, you guys, this video is about velocity investing. I have a lot of people confused asking me about this concept. I don't know if you heard velocity banking, but it's essentially the same thing. We're taking our money, putting it into our brokerage account. From the brokerage, we use margin to pay our bills. The main thing that we're trying to achieve by doing this is buying assets first, then paying our bills with the margin. This is totally contrary to the traditional mindset that we've all had growing up, where we get our check, our income comes into our checking account, we pay all our bills, and what we have left over is what we invest. This is switching it around. When our check, or we use some of our check, we put that in the brokerage first, we pay and we buy assets. We buy good ETFs, we buy good funds. We be smart with our money, we buy assets. Then after we have those assets, it's what we call margin. Margin is essentially the broker giving you access to equal or half of equal of your total account. Think of it such as equity on your home. Your home is worth 200,000, or your mortgage is worth 200,000, but your house is worth 350. The bank gives you access to that 150 in equity. This is essentially what margin is. However, we have to use it smart. Again, this is not financial advice. This is me showing you my journey, the concepts that I have used to get me out of the loop of what we were not taught growing up, and how to use our money to buy assets. This is what the wealthy do, and this is how they are getting ahead. And this is the year we are going to get ahead. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this. It might not catch it from my board. I have 2K. 2K is the standard for any broker, whether it's Fidelity, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, Robinhood. You got to have 2K in order to qualify for margin. So again, what we're doing is, when our income comes in, not all of it, we're going to try this out with maybe one bill. So the first step is to open up a brokerage account, whether that's with Fidelity, E-Trade, Charles Schwab, whatever you want to do. The goal is to get it to 2K first. This 2K does not have to be invested. You can just deposit this 2K in the account and just leave it sitting. However, when you get that 2K, you want to apply for margin. I would even say give yourself a little buffer room. Forget 2K. Put 2,200 or 2,500. Because I don't know if it'll dip under 2K where the broker immediately eliminate that margin from your account. So we'll do, let's say, get your account to 2,500. All right, so the first step we want to do, get our broker account to 2,500. Once we get our broker account to 2,500 of your choice, you want to apply for margin. All right, you're going to apply for margin. Usually you will get automatically approved once your account is over 2K, but we want to give ourselves, let me turn this back off. We want to give ourselves a little buffer of $500 just in case our account starts to dip with our investments. Now, after you get your account and apply for margin, you guys, you want to verify and double check. After you get margin, you're going to see something in your account that looks like this: margin buying power. You're going to look for that margin buying power. I think Fidelity, when I first had 2K, they gave me maybe 1,800 of margin available. That is going to be our bucket of we're going to start paying our bills from and with. After you get this margin, what you want to do is apply for a debit card for your specific account that you have the margin in. From that debit card, we're going to start paying our bills from that debit card, which is linked to our margin, which is linked to our account. Okay, recap. Get your account 2,500. You apply for margin. After you apply for margin, you apply for a debit card for that account. That is where we're going to pay our bills from. Okay, now, here's the fun part. After we get that debit card, now we can move to trying this out. So I want you to think of a bill that you have, whether that's a cell phone bill, a car bill, internet bill, something $100, $200, whatever you're comfortable with. When you get paid, instead of paying that bill like you normally would from your debit card or from your credit card, instead of putting that money, instead of paying that bill like you normally do, that $200 cell phone bill that you, let's say you have, you're going to transfer that to your broker. Once that hits your broker account, and of course you have to do this before the payment date of that bill, right? Once that money hits your broker account, you're going to buy an asset. Let's say you want to buy QQQ, which is the NASDAQ 100. Let's say you want to buy SPY, which is the S&P 500. Let's say you want to buy you a little NVIDIA, whatever good investment that you have in mind. Again, do your own research. You're going to buy that asset. After you buy that asset, the next day, the broker, all those funds will settle. You still have that cell phone bill to pay. Well, instead of selling that asset now, because now you spent that $200 bill that you have to pay, you spent that buying an asset, you're going to use your debit card that's linked to your margin. You're going to pay that with that debit card. It's going to lower your margin balance. So let's say your margin balance is $2K. You bought $200 worth of an asset. You use your debit card on your margin account. Now your account is at $1,000 and basically it's at $1,800 because you spent $200, right? That's all you do. The next time you get paid, you deposit $200 back into your margin account, into your broker account, and it's going to satisfy that $200 balance that you have now in your margin. And you're going to rinse and repeat. Now, two things are happening here, almost three, but we'll just stick to two right now. The main thing, you're buying an asset. You're not buying a lot. You're not buying a liability. Your money didn't go to a liability first. It didn't go down to zero first. You didn't pay a bill first. You paid yourself first by buying an asset that's going to rise in the future. Probable to rise in the future. You bought an asset first. So this is a major mindset shift. So I want you to just calm down and think, okay, I just bought an asset. Cool. You did pay a bill using your margin account. However, you bought an asset first and you paid your bill second. Unlike how we all been taught, that $200 just would have went straight to the bill and that's it. Then next month we would have paid the bill again. That's it. Next month we would have paid the bill again and that's it. So that's $600 right there for 3 months. However, now that we're flipping it, you guys, for those 3 months of paying this same bill from your margin account and you buy an asset with it first, you got $600 worth an asset and you're still paying that same bill. The same money you've always used, the same money you've always had, you're now using that money first to buy an asset. Then you're turning around and paying that same bill like you normally would from your margin account. This is where the power of being an owner and buying an asset comes into play, because this is exactly what the wealthy do. They buy assets, they borrow against them. We're doing the same thing, it's just we're starting off on a smaller scale. We're buying an asset and then we're borrowing against it. How are we borrowing against it? We are using our margin account, that debit card that's linked to the margin account, that's borrowing against it in the form of paying the bill second, but we bought an asset first. Baby, that's just for one bill. As you get comfortable doing this, you guys, you're going to see your account grow quicker and faster. Let me show you guys my account. I started doing this in the last week of September, you guys, and my account is already up. It's already back up. Not back up, it's already up. I started with 2K, July. I started at the last week of August. Once I got my account over 2K, I applied for margin. And I've been buying assets first, you guys, paying my bills, buying assets, paying my bills, buying assets, paying my bills. And the whole loop is, once my money comes into the account, I buy assets, and these withdrawals that you see, like 1,600, those are coming from my margin, which is attached to my broker to this account, and I pay my bill. So right now, it's going to show that my equity is okay. It's at 85%. So that 15% that's missing, that has been used now to pay bills, and I have to pay 2 more bills, and it'll be fine. Once I get paid again in 2 weeks, I dump a portion of my income back into the account. This is going to bring my equity back up to 100%. Then I'm going to buy some more assets. Whatever bills I have for this 2 week cycle, I'll pay that. Next 2 weeks, my portion of my income comes back into the margin account. It'll bring my equity back up. I'll buy assets, pay bills, so my equity will be down like it is right now. Next 2 weeks, I dump it back in. It goes back to 100%. I buy assets, pay bills. Next check, dump it back in. It's a cycle. And so with this, from 2K starting in August, you guys, I have accumulated assets. I've bought Tesla, Nvidia, a little bit of yield max funds to give me some dividends. I bought me Microsoft. I bought me Costco. Bought me some Bitcoin. Another fund that'll give me dividends. And so this is the goal, is to build my account with buying assets with the same money that I've always had, my W-2 income, dumping it in the account, buying assets, and from my margin, pay a bill or two. Because my rule of thumb is I don't want my equity percentage to get below 70%. To me, that's just a safe buffer. I know some people that like to go 50%. That's cutting it too close for me personally. I like to keep it at 70. So whatever downswings the market gives, I don't have to worry about Fidelity telling me to sell some of my assets to bring my account back in good standing. So there are risks to this, just like it's risk to your job. It's like it's risk to getting in the car driving down the road. You just have to be calculated and have to be smart and do your research and know what you're doing. I'll do a more depth in video about this. I tried to put it on the board, but it's not, my camera's not seeing it well. So I will try to do this again to keep it simple, to keep it more simplified so you guys can understand this, because I want you guys to understand this. There's so much power in putting your money in asset first and borrowing against your asset to pay your bill. That way the bills you have always had, you're still paying them. But before that, you're actually buying an asset now. And that asset may have been $5 today, but next year it can be worth $30. Right? So we're trying to create a positive spread with our money, because as you can see, your bills that you've always had, every 6 months or a year or so, they tick up an extra $5, $10. So you're making them wealthy without making yourself wealthy. Just like those bills tick up, your assets that you buy will tick up. Nvidia was at $90 in April. Now it's at $180. If you'd have bought that in April, your assets will begin to outweigh your liabilities. Buy, borrow, buy, borrow. That's the cycle. So I hope you guys use wisdom. Hope you guys like this video, and stay tuned for more, because I really want to reach as many people with this knowledge that I found about a few months ago. And last year, if I'd have known about this, I wouldn't have sold none of my assets. I had Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, Google, Microsoft. I had a lot of assets, but I sold them to pay off debt, but I didn't know nothing about margin. And now I'm essentially doing what the wealthy do. So it's a scripture in the Bible that the Lord even said. It's in Luke, I believe. I have to let me look it up, because I don't want to misquote. But he says the children of this world are wiser than the children of light. So this is a parable. And at the end of the parable, Jesus says the master commended the dishonest manager because he had acted shrewdly. For the people of this world are more shrewd in dealing with their own kind than they are the people of light. I tell you, use worldly wealth to gain friends for yourself so that when it is gone, you'll be welcome into eternal dwellings. So he's saying be wise with our money, but also don't let that money control you because he clearly says when it's gone, meaning it's going to go away. Either it's going to leave us or we're going to leave it. We're going to die. We can't take it with us. He said, keep that perspective because when you die, when you're gone, you'll be welcomed into eternal dwellings, meaning we're going to be welcomed into heaven. We're going to be welcomed into our mansion. We're going to be welcomed into the presence of the Lord. So he's basically saying, be wise with your money. Don't let it control you and learn from the children of the world of how they do deal with money legally, not illegally, obviously, but that was just very, very interesting how Jesus brought that parable out and told us, to be wise with our money and keep the perspective that we don't have to serve it, we don't have to let it control us. It is a tool, but use the tool wisely. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. Buy shares, save souls. More videos coming. If you didn't understand it, re-watch the video. Blessings. I'm out.